Last deer season, our good friend Jimmy Parrish captured on video the most awesome buck fight that I've ever seen. He was gracious enough to share it with us, and we're going to share it with you right now. These two bucks fought for 19 minutes with no apparent winner. The only visible damage was one broken tine and a lot of cactus needles embedded in their necks. Both bucks were seen again 3 days later from the same stand. They were going about their business as usual, but with a lot greater respect for each other.
It's a cold, blustery Kentucky day during the late muzzleloader season, when country music legend Hank Williams Jr. and cameraman Tony Hurt climb into their old man, old-timer ladder stand. This isn't Hank's first rodeo in the outdoors. He's as good in the woods as he is on stage. Hank has been an avid outdoorsman since he was a kid and says some of his best memories while traveling on tour were finding good fishing holes along the way. The weather is less than perfect, and it's late in the season, which means food sources are dwindling down. This time of year, deer are on the move, seeking out any available food. Well, the increasing wind makes hunting conditions tough, but cooler temperatures have deer on the move. A secondary rut is still going on. Hank knows with all of these does around, it's just a matter of time before a buck shows up. Barking sounds of a gray squirrel behind the stand catches Hank's attention. He knows that sometimes it can mean approaching deer. With the wind blowing so hard, Tony is having a tough time holding his camera steady. You can imagine how difficult it is for Hank to hold those crosshairs still. When a deer tucks his tail and runs low like this, odds are he's hit through the vitals.
I hope. I'm shaking. It's only about maybe 5 below this morning. The wind's blowing about 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts, and I just shot at the biggest buck I've ever shot at. I hope we find him down here. I got a good heart lung shot. This is a big buck. I got him marked, boy, with nothing but horns going down that ridge. He's got to be there. Oh, yeah. My goodness. Heavy, heavy blood trail. Oh, he can't be far. What a good hit. I feel better now. Huge blood trail all the way down that hill. Can't believe he went that far. All this way. Oh, here, he's up here. Woo! Oh, look at this. Oh, my heaven. Look at this thing. Oh! 3. Golly. 14 if you count every one of them. Man, what a buck. What a buck. 4 days of hunting, it was worth it. It was worth it. Wait till old David and Harold see this and see if an old country boy can survive. Ha ha. When you put the time in and get a real buck, it means everything to me. I've hunted long enough. This is the kind. This is the kind that means something to me. What a great deer. How about that Bill there? My old friend. He's with me today on this one.
Soft points, hollow points, ballistic tips. Which bullet do I shoot? Let's see what information Harold and David have to offer.
Harold, when it comes to deer hunting, one of the most confusing things to me is, and I've had this problem all my life, is trying to pick out exactly which tip to use as far as a bullet is concerned. You got boat tail, you got power point, you got soft points, you got hollow points, you got ballistic tips. That's pretty confusing when it gets right down to it. So tell me real quick what your opinion is on what kind of shell I need to use.
First of all, you need to match it with the terrain you're going to shoot. You know, if you're shooting in real thick, heavy cover, I think you need a heavier bullet. You know, most all calibers has different weights of bullets. You know, you can shoot a hollow point, soft point, ballistic point, which is one of the most, I'd say, up to date and used points now is your ballistic.
All right, so the ballistic tip, it's got some kind of a plastic end to it, and it's going to keep your bullet from crawling
That's
when
right.
it gets out there, and then when it hits, it explodes.
It gives you that good accuracy, you know, at a long distance. It's got a little nylon or plastic tip on it, and when it hits, it's a hollow point, it explodes.
All right, now if I'm going to hunt big game, is that going to be different kind of a shell I want to use over versus whitetail deer?
Well, I'd say if you're hunting elk or moose or something like that, that fail safe.
That's a bone breaker.
That's exactly what it is. That will penetrate, and it'll you know, that's something it'll do. It'll penetrate.
Okay, so
both
you
sides.
can safely say that a soft point bullet is basically what I need, something that's going to explode on impact.
The skin of a whitetail is not near as thick as the skin of an elk or a moose, so that means I can use a bullet like that ballistic tip to penetrate it, and it's hollow point when it gets in there, and most of the time it explodes, and a lot of times it won't exit out the other side. Where you've got your fail safe, it's got a little hollow point already on it, and it's extremely hard, I'd say, and it penetrates better, and it breaks bones or whatever when it goes through, and it'll exit on the other side.
All right, now that pretty much clears me up. I'm going to use some kind of a soft point bullet, and probably, in your opinion, a ballistic tip would be what I'd want for whitetail, not only for accuracy, but because it explodes. But now let's talk about the modern muzzleloader. Now, we've got a lot of seasons now where we can hunt whitetail deer with muzzleloaders or special seasons. Tell me something about the muzzleloader.
Well, what I like about this Knight modern muzzleloader, they have come out with this disc rifle.
Okay.
And Tony Knight's going to have to really go to work and work hard to improve on it, because I think it's the finest muzzleloader gun I've ever shot in my life.
So why do you like it?
Well, it's got you put your primer in this way. It's easy to reload. You know how hard primers are to reload for your second shot or even your first shot, you know, and it makes it so easy for you to load that gun. And I tell you something else too, that shotgun primer will go off. And I'm not saying the other primers won't, but sometimes you have more problem with those than you will this.
So really what you like about the muzzleloader, especially the disc rifle, is the ignition system. You got a lot of confidence when you pull the trigger, she's going off.
That's right, and I want it to go off, because it's really heartbreaking when one don't go off. I'll tell you something else too, David. The barrels are made by Green Mountain Barrel Company, and that's the best barrel I think it's made.
That's the #1 barrel company in the world.
That's the number one, and that's the reason these guns are so accurate.
Every state has different regulations on hunting. Down in Alabama, a hunter is allowed to remove his orange if he's higher than 12 feet in his deer stand. Walter is here early in January, and the rut is beginning to get started. Walter is set up along a gas line that has several food plots on it. His old man overlooks a creek-bottom deer crossing that has lots of sign and gives Walter a good view. This area has a large deer population, but warmer temperatures have decreased deer movement. In this highly populated area, like in many places in the South, a hunter can expect to see 30 to 50 deer per day. That's one reason Alabama offers such a liberal limit. A heavy fog that had blanketed the woods is beginning to lift, as is the deer activity. When deer movement increases, it offers an excellent opportunity for some rattling and grunting.
It's awful foggy this morning. Real heavy fog. We saw a couple of deer, but they're not moving like they were yesterday. There was a nice buck in here yesterday running some does, but I couldn't get a shot at him. Hopefully, if this fog lifting up, maybe we get a chance. Wait just a little bit longer and lightens up a little bit more. I'm going to try a little bit of rattling, maybe call a little bit. And these deer are rutting and chasing these does. They might be willing to come on in with some rattling, some grunt. He run right in this creek bottom right here. I heard him crashing around. There's his white brother right there. Oh, yes. What's wrong with that? I'll tell you what, that's a perfect scenario right there. When deer aren't moving very well, I hit that rattle bag, and he couldn't stand it. He'd come trotting out of there to get in that power line to see what was going on.
Here are some of the fine outfitters the Knight and Hale team recommend for a quality whitetail hunt. For information or a free catalog of Knight and Hale Game Call products, call 1-800-500-YELP or write us at Knight and Hale Game Calls, drawer 670, Cadiz, Kentucky, 42211, or visit our website at www.knight-hale.com.
You know, the runt usually gets picked on in the crowd, but if Walter don't call no better this spring and he shot the morel targets today, we in trouble, boys.
You know what, Walter? Now, since he's picking on you, let me just make a suggestion to you. You learn to play a guitar as well as you play a turkey call like old Hank was doing, and we'll take you on a few more of these trips.
Well, every time I try to sing in the truck, y'all tell me to shut up, so I can't get any practice in.
I think you need to practice the turkey call more as much as you're getting beat around here.
He can't even play a radio very good, and here we are asking him
It's
to sing.
pick on Walter Day, isn't it?
It's pick on Walter.
Hey, guys, there's one thing we all got in common right here.
Other than picking on Walter.
Other than picking on Walter, we're all shooting a Matthews bow, and the beauty part about it is each one of us has got a little something different we want to share with the audience right now that's helped make us a better hunter. And Harold, I'm going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about what you've done this year that's really helped you.
I'll tell you what, David, I put me one of these biscuit whiskers on, and I laughed at the first one I looked at. My brother had one on his bow, and I said, my gosh, what has he got now? I picked it up and shot it, and I couldn't believe how accurate it was, how quiet it was, and you know what? I have not dropped an arrow out of the tree since I've had this thing on, and I was dropping 1 or 2 some days. So that has really helped me, and I really do like that because I just eliminate my dropping my arrows. Another thing I like too, being the oldest man in the crowd.
Not by much.
Well, by some, I like this 80% let off. I can sit and hold that bow if I'm elk hunting, turkey hunting, whitetail hunting, or whatever. I can sit and hold it better than I could any bow I've ever shot.
You know, Chuck, when he bought that whisker biscuit, he thought that was something to eat, didn't you? Because I've known him, I know good and well, he thought he was, I bet he asked if eggs come with it.
Well, you know, I was going to say we're going to have to go to lunch because he said Bisker biscuit just then, I think, and it's really a whisker biscuit, so he's thinking about eating something
He's got
right
the
now.
biscuit
Which
on
is
his
that ain't all bad.
I know one thing, it is a good rest.
It's
And
quiet. I've noticed that.
And I tell you what, it's very durable because I shot a lot of arrows through it last year, and that's something that really fooled me too. It's real durable.
Yeah.
All right, Walter, share with us what your deal is.
I'll tell you what, the new morel targets have made my practice sessions a lot more enjoyable because you can just walk up there, if you're lucky enough to hit the bullseye, and just pull that arrow out so easy. I mean, even Chuck could do it.
Oh,
I don't ever hit a bullseye, though.
I tell you
Hey.
what, if you miss the target, you know, it rewards you when you hit that target. It comes out easy.
That's
But
right.
if you hit it where it's a little harder, you have to sit and pull a little harder. So I like that. It rewards you.
You know,
when
that
make a
is
good
nice,
shot.
because how many times have we shot into targets and went up there to pull them out and we lost our field tips?
Or
Bent
broadheads.
arrows.
I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. And of course, the great thing about it is it's about a 2 or 3 pound pull. And you're right, Walter, that is really a big help. And of course, everybody out here is trying to beat somebody else. And so half the time we're going to miss a target. And you said bullseye, but thank goodness that thing's about a 6 by 6 square, so it is a rewarding thing. Okay, Chuck, it's your time. Tell us what miracle drug you got over there this time.
Shoot, man, you know what y'all went through with me this year. I've shot instinctive all of my life, and You talking about a triple case of target panic. I had it when I first started shooting release aid and sights. I think my first arrow's still going over the trees out there somewhere. But the best thing for hunting that I found that y'all set me up with, and Gary Keaton helped, is this peep sight eliminator. And all it does, it gives you a reference point when you draw your bow back every time, a consistent anchoring point, and you look through that bubble as you drawing it back, and then you look at your sights and shoot. And where it really helps you is in low light conditions. In a hunting situation, you know, I'm not a target shot, but in a hunting situation, absolutely awesome. And the whole setup with Matthews bow, sights, and everything, and release aid has helped me tremendously.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I took each one of y'all's suggestions, been using them, and I got all of you wrapped up in one on mine. But I would like to say right now that I really do represent Knight and Hale and the Ultimate Team in saying thank you for supporting Knight and Hale. Without your help, we certainly couldn't have gotten this far along, and we could not bring you videos, we could not bring you television shows. But remember, support those who support you. Remember our sponsors. Thank you once again from the bottom of all of our hearts. Until we see you again, may God bless you, and we'll catch you in the woods.